Why turn on music? Oh, hold on, wait, there it is. Wait. Yeah, okay. I, for this video project, am going to be discussing the culture of Bangladesh. Whoa, yeah, it's so cool, right? This is for social studies, and it's my second ever video project for school. This video is public, and you can't find the first one because it unlisted it. Stuff with images, and I don't know. I should probably make that public, not gonna lie. Topics like language, clothing, and more are going to be discussed in the video you're watching right now. Let's start with... Bangladesh has a language name in its own name. It's Bangla. In fact, the word Desh means country in Bangla, so the word means Bangla country. Anyways, my immediate family, my mother and father, speak Bangla and English. My parents are more fluent in Bangla, and I'm not as good at that. Most of my other family is actually in Bangladesh. Most of them only speak Bangla, while some of them can speak English. Also related to language, there's an annual day called International Mother Language Day. This originates from Bangladesh as of the war between East and West Pakistan. I'll elaborate more on that right now. This was an 8-month-long war between East and West Pakistan. It took place in 1971. The reason for this war was language and leadership. See, the Pakistan you know today was West Pakistan back then. East Pakistan was the current-day Bangladesh. The leader of Bangladesh, which was East Pakistan at this time, had been elected with the majority vote, but West Pakistan did not let him join parliament. So, citizens of East Pakistan wanted independence, and West Pakistan did not like this. Apparently, Operation Searchlight was the silencing of these protests, and the start of this war. People standing up for their country were met with bullets. Sounds pretty similar to a recent event in the same area, huh? Anyways, West Pakistan was taking towns in their hands, and many lost their lives. While it varies wildly, casualty figures were between 300,000 and 3 million. Let's see a quote from Asia Times. At a meeting of the military top brass, Yahya Khan, one Pakistani president, declared, "Kill 3 million of them and the rest will eat out of our hands." Accordingly, on the night of 25 March, the Pakistani army launched Operation Searchlight to crush Bengali resistance, in which Bengali members of military services were disarmed and killed, students in the intelligentsia systematically liquidated, and able-bodied Bengali males just picked up and gunned down. I don't think I mentioned the language part of this war. Back in 1952, West Pakistan declared that unified Pakistan's national language would be Urdu. However, Bangla was actually spoken more. So, that then was a dispute. That also caused a few deaths. Bangladesh somehow gathered up a resistance. Then India joined, which would fulfill one strategic objective they had, and other countries were supporting different sides. Let's take the USA and USSR, for example. They were supporting the Pakistani and Bangladeshi side respectively. And then, on December of 1971, Bangladesh officially gained its independence. Both India and Bangladesh won the war, and so ended the Bangladesh Liberation War. Now about the independence. Bangladesh actually got independence from Pakistan on March 26th, which was the start of the war, but they won the war on December 16th. And now March 26th is their Independence Day, but December 16th is Victory Day. By the way, my mom's father fought in this war. His first name was Abdul. Doesn't really narrow it down too much, but I'm not just going to say his full name. People like him who fought in this war were named freedom fighters. They were, and still are, respected in Bangladesh. They were national heroes for the independence of our nation. However, he sadly passed away in 2018. I remember talking to him a lot over phone. He was extremely supportive of my mother, and was a very nice man. Here's also something else. Back when Pakistan was unified, he worked for the military. Abdul was in the capital, Islamabad, which was in West Pakistan. For more specification on his job, he worked as a mechanical engineer for the Air Force. When the war started, Abdul came back to East Pakistan, what we know as Bangladesh. For some government people, this angered them. Seeing people from their enemy enter their country? Bad, even though he came to fight for Bangladesh. So, what did they do about that? They went to his parents' house, of whom are now my great-grandparents, and tried to find him, yelling his name. Abdul wasn't there. So, his mother came out of the house, saying that he, wasn't there. The people shoved her out of the way. They barged in and made their way through the house. that went all the way to the storage unit. This held food, like grains, that was stored. The people burned the grains that they stored with flamethrowers, presumably. They also fired shots with guns throughout the roof. This made holes, and this wasn't good as Bangladesh has a lot of rain. It even had strong annual monsoons. They also wrecked the house before leaving. This was a story told by my mom's grandparents many times, so much so that she can still remember it here. Maybe she just has a good memory. After leaving off of that note, we're going to talk about food, as the title said. Can someone turn that music back on? There we go. Now I'm going to talk about Bangladeshi food. I think most of the food in the Indian subcontinent is pretty similar to each other, but in Bangladesh there are some to list. Pulao, I guess some people call that pilaf. Mangsho is one of my favorites. It's simply rice and some meat, like beef, chicken, or goat. It's very, very tasty. It does take more than just that though, a bunch of spices and stuff. Another good meal is parota and mangsho. The parota is kind of like naan. Whoa, wait, no, hold on. But it's much more crispy, crunchy, and layered. It also looks a little different. If you can get the jol, which is like gravy, it's so much better. Mangsho is still meat. For me, paratha, mangsho, jol, and that kind of dal with chickpeas is really, really good. Alright, we're moving on to sweets now. I do remember making some kind of sweets with my mom. It's called kaju katli, and it was tasty. I had to put the little rhombus cutter into the fudge, and maybe also put the little nut in the, cashew in the middle of it. The sweet itself has a soft feeling to it, and it was, well, sweet. Gulab jamun is probably something you've heard of already. It's apparently fried dough in a really tasty syrup. Of at least the ones I've had, they were cold. These are extremely sweet, and at one time I almost thought it was too sweet. Not now, though. Really good, you should have it. Also, here's one thing that's consistent in Bangladesh. Doesn't matter if you're poor or rich. Everyone eats with their family, or friends. Homemade meals are a routine as well. I'll start with the things that I've heard from my parents. My dad used to live in a village in Mungshiganj. Over there, he used to make kites. He had to make the frame, somehow get the paper, tie a rope, and fly them. It's a common thing in Bangladesh, I think. Back in my home city before 2018, I was living in an apartment. My dad used to sleep in a red and green blanket. This wasn't any store blanket, though. My grandmother, on my dad's side, sewed this with cotton, I think. My dad has a strong connection to his mom, so it makes sense why I'd love this. And this is one that my family wears in cultural events or get-togethers, Punjabi. Not the cultural language, the clothing. Originating from the Punjab region, this clothing type is made of cotton. It reflects the culture of this region. Specifically in Bangladesh and surrounding regions, the straight-cut traditional kurta is known as the Punjabi. Shadi is a type of clothing women in Bangladesh wear. It's practically a dress and it's also unstitched. It can be brightly colored and is sometimes embroidered. My mom wears a shadi to get-togethers and so do some of the other people there. This type of clothing has been recorded since 2800 BC, or if you want to add the E, you can do that too. Let's take get-togethers for an example. There's almost always a lot of food presented at dinner. Also, even when I'm in another room, another floor, I can still hear people talking. There's always a bunch of chatter. Also, Bangladeshis are very generous and welcoming. Take the YouTube channel Alex Kreshel. He names himself Taklapideshi, which roughly translates to bald foreigner. When he goes to local restaurants, he's met with warm welcomes and many offers. This shows how hospitable Bangladeshis are. Bangladeshis usually value morals, family life, and religion. Hospitality is also one, as I said previously. Bangladeshis are very welcoming to guests. Family and friends are highly valued for us. It's bad to break bonds with your family, and friendship is long-lasting. Religion is also very important. For the majority of Bangladesh, the 5 pillars in Islam are followed. If someone follows a different religion, that's fine. We respect each other's beliefs. That brings me to my last thing, morals. We follow morals as that's how we can navigate the world. Bangladesh has a lot of other interesting things outside of what I've just said. Now, I'm going to say some of those things. One of Bangladesh's beaches, the Cox's Bazar Beach, is one of the top contenders for the largest beaches on Earth. This spans around 75 miles or 120 kilometers and is currently in 3rd place. This beach is cited as the longest natural sea beach in the world. Bangladesh is called the land of rivers, with about 900 of them. The numbers vary from 300 to 900 though. It's still a lot. Also, Bangladesh is home to the largest mangrove forest in the world. This is the Sundarbans and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is home to the Royal Bengal tiger, which is also the national animal of Bangladesh. Not that one. It's not even Bengal cat, it's my orange tabby. There, this one. The red circle on the Bangladeshi flag is off-center to look more centered when it's actually flying. The red part of it represents the rising sun after the war and blood shed by soldiers. The green represents, greenery. While the USA holds the record for the tornado with the highest wind speeds, that being 321 miles per hour or 516 kilometers per hour on the Birch Creek Moor tornado, they don't hold the record for the deadliest. That goes to the Daulatpur Saturia tornado. This tornado ravaged through the Dhaka region of Bangladesh on April 26, 1989. Its highest winds were from 210 to 252 miles per hour, or 338 to 405 kilometers per hour. This tornado caused anywhere from 256 to 1,300 fatalities, with it most likely being on the higher end. It's an approximated 12,000 casualties. While the winds were still catastrophic, they weren't more than 300 miles per hour. So how did this many people suffer casualties? One major reason was due to the housing quality. Apparently, most houses were mainly huts, and there weren't really standards for stronger houses. There was also an absence of storm shelters. The storm was rated F3 plus for its time. Its wind speeds were in the F3 to F4 range. However, with the new EF scale, it would probably place an EF4 at least. This is for the estimated wind speed rating thing. There's also one other thing that I forgot. There was actually another cyclone that hit Bangladesh. It was called Cyclone Pola, I think. This video by Spuds explains it pretty well. I don't think I pronounced it correctly, but yeah. In all, Bangladesh is a very interesting country. It's also the country my family is from, which is why I chose it for this project. It has a lot of interesting facts and is sometimes overshadowed by India. The food is amazing, the people are extremely kind, and there's a lot of history both before and after its independence. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.